Have you ever wondered if there's more to happiness in your later years than just staying busy or constantly achieving more? What if the secret to a peaceful and fulfilling life isn't about doing more, but about doing less? In this video, we're going to dive into the things you should stop doing in old age. Because the truth is, the less you care about certain things, the happier you can be. By the end of this video, you'll learn how letting go of stress, unnecessary obligations, and constant worry can unlock a sense of true freedom and peace. We'll explore powerful concepts that will help you prioritize your energy and focus on what truly matters. This isn't just about making life easier. It's about reclaiming your joy, letting go of regret, and finding fulfillment in the simple moments. If you're tired of feeling weighed down by life's demands or struggling with worries that seem to never end, this video is for you. Stick with us until the end, and you'll discover exactly how to live lighter, live wiser, and most importantly, live happier in your later years. Ready to embrace a new way of thinking? Let's get started. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Stop overthinking about what others think of you. I cannot emphasize this enough. The amount of time we waste worrying about what others think is heartbreaking. Think back to your younger years. How many precious moments did you waste questioning whether you said the right thing or wondering if people truly liked you? How often did you agonize over whether someone would judge you for your actions? What will they think if I do this or say that? It feels like an endless cycle, doesn't it? But as you grow older, you begin to realize how incredibly exhausting and, quite frankly, pointless all of that is. In your later years, life has a way of forcing you to shed that weight, that constant burden of seeking approval from others. The reality is that people will always have opinions. There will be those who look at you through narrow lenses, who will judge you, misunderstand you, or criticize you at every turn. They might criticize your choices, your body, the way you live your life, or the way you express yourself. But let me tell you this, their opinions do not have the power to define your happiness. Not anymore. Not when you've lived through enough to know that your peace, your well-being, and your worth do not depend on the fleeting judgments of others. Imagine the moment you stop caring about what others think. It's liberating, almost like you've been carrying around an invisible burden and finally, you're able to release it. You are free. Free to be your true, authentic self. Free to laugh when you want to wear what makes you feel confident, to make choices that bring you joy without constantly looking over your shoulder for validation. You deserve that freedom. The truth is, the people who truly matter in your life will love you for who you are. They will respect your choices, and they will embrace your quirks, your flaws, and your individuality. Those are the people worth keeping close to. And as for the others, the ones who never truly saw you or appreciated the real you, let them go. They were never worthy of your energy to begin with. Don't let them have a second of your mental space. You are enough just as you are, and the moment you realize that life becomes infinitely more peaceful and fulfilling. Number 2. Stop wasting energy on arguments and drama. As you move through the different stages of life, one of the most profound shifts you'll experience is in how you approach conflicts and arguments. When you're younger, there's an undeniable need to prove yourself, to show the world that you know what you're talking about, and to defend your beliefs with all your might. It's almost as if every argument is a test, and you're determined to win. I know I've been there, feeling that rush of adrenaline when someone challenges my thoughts, my opinions, or my decisions. There's something almost intoxicating about the need to be seen as right, to have others acknowledge that your perspective holds weight. But as the years pass and you gather more experience, some of it painful, some of it enlightening, you start to realize something incredibly freeing. Not every battle is worth fighting. Most arguments are completely pointless. You begin to notice that no matter how logical, how articulate, or how wise your words might be, they won't necessarily change someone else's mind. People believe what they want to believe, often regardless of facts, reasoning, or evidence. It's as if their opinions are locked in place, like a door that won't budge no matter how hard you knock or how many different keys you try. You could spend hours, even days, making your case, and yet some people will never change their minds. That's a tough pill to swallow, but once you do, it's incredibly freeing. Think about it for a second. Why would you waste your precious energy trying to convince someone who isn't ready to listen? I've learned through countless experiences that the need to prove yourself isn't as important as you once thought. You don't need everyone's approval. You don't need to be right all the time. The realization that you don't have to win every argument is honestly a gift that comes with age, maturity, and a better understanding of your own. It's not about surrendering your beliefs or losing your voice. It's about recognizing that some battles simply aren't worth the cost. One of the most liberating lessons I've picked up along the way is learning how to walk away from arguments. There's so much peace in just saying, okay, if that's what you believe, and leaving it at that. It's not about giving up. It's about choosing not to invest your emotional energy in something that won't serve you. Imagine the weight that lifts off your shoulders when you realize you don't need to be right or force someone else to understand your point of view. Sometimes, simply allowing people to hold on to their beliefs without engaging is the most powerful form of self-care. As we get older, we also start to understand the importance of protecting our peace. You come to realize that life is too short to get tangled in unnecessary drama or to waste time on things that don't contribute to your happiness or growth. Every moment of your time is precious, and spending it fighting over trivial matters, trying to convince people to think like you, is a form of self-sabotage. Your peace of mind is one of the most valuable things you have. It's the foundation of your well-being. When you allow yourself to let go of the need to win every argument, you create space for more of what truly matters: happiness, love, and fulfilling relationships. Silence, while sometimes misunderstood, is often the most powerful response in the face of disagreement. In silence, you hold the power. It's not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. It's in that stillness that you find the strength to detach from the chaos and preserve your energy for what is truly important. People will argue for the sake of argument, and you don't need to be a part of it. There is such a profound sense of liberation in choosing peace over conflict, in choosing self-respect over the need for external validation. Letting go of unnecessary battles doesn't mean you stop standing up for what you believe in. It doesn't mean you let people walk all over you or suppress your opinions. It simply means that you understand where to direct your energy, towards things that bring you joy, growth, and peace. When you stop engaging in every fight, you start to realize that you have so much more room to invest in the things that matter most to you. You have room to nurture the relationships that bring you fulfillment, to focus on your passions, and to enjoy the simple pleasures that make life beautiful. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. In the end, we all want peace. We want happiness. And these things don't come from arguing for the sake of it or trying to prove we're right. They come from knowing when to stand firm, when to speak up, and when to walk away. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is simply choose not to engage in the drama at all. Your life is your own, and it's worth living in peace. Number 3. Stop trying to fix everyone's problems. As we age, we come to an undeniable truth that we must embrace, however hard it may be. You cannot save everyone. It's a tough lesson, one that we often learn the hard way after years of pouring ourselves into the lives of others, offering advice, solving their problems, and carrying their emotional weight on our shoulders. In our younger years, we feel a sense of responsibility to help, to fix, and to be the rock for those around us. But as we grow older, we realize that this mindset, as noble as it may seem, can be draining and even counterproductive. You cannot carry the weight of the world, no matter how much you want to. And frankly, it's not your responsibility. It's hard to admit, but people must learn their lessons. As much as it pains us to watch those we care about struggle, we have to understand that their journey is their own. We can offer guidance, we can provide support, but ultimately, it's not our job to take on their burdens. There's a liberating truth in this. It's okay to step back. Let others make their own mistakes. Let them face the consequences of their actions. And let them figure things out for themselves. It's not heartless, it's healthy. We often forget that part of love is allowing others the space to grow and discover their strength. At some point, you have to stop trying to be the superhero in everyone's life. You can't fix every crisis, solve every issue, or rescue every soul that comes your way. You're not meant to. Instead, it's time to focus on your peace, your happiness, and your journey. Life has a way of teaching us that there's only so much we can do, and sometimes the best thing we can offer others is not a solution, but the space to grow on their own. Learn to be a listener, not a fixer. Being a listener can often do more than offering unsolicited advice or stepping in to make decisions for others. Now, your job is not to solve every problem or chase after every fire that needs putting out. It's about finding joy in your own life, enjoying the small moments that make you happy, embracing the beauty of peace, and nurturing relationships that enrich your spirit rather than drain it. We've spent so many years being there for others. Now it's time to be there for ourselves. It's not selfish. It's self-care, and it's long overdue. Number 4. Stop chasing perfection and let go of regret. Perfection, when we stop to think about it, is nothing more than a fleeting, often unattainable illusion. For so much of our lives, we've been taught to pursue it relentlessly. When we were younger, we believed that success could only be earned through flawless performance, doing everything right, making no mistakes, and never failing. We chased the idea of perfection with all our energy, all our hopes, and often with all our hearts. We measured our worth by how close we could get to that unreachable standard. But as we grow older, the weight of that relentless pursuit starts to feel like a heavy burden that we no longer need to carry. It's only with time, with experience, that we come to understand that true happiness isn't found in perfection. It's found in letting go of the idea that we need to be perfect in the first place. Did you make mistakes along the way? Of course you did. We all did. Did you make some poor choices, take the wrong path at times, or hurt others unintentionally in the process? That's just part of being human. Mistakes are not failures. They are the breadcrumbs that lead us to wisdom, growth, and deeper understanding. Yet, many of us find it so hard to let go of the weight of those mistakes. We carry them with us, replaying them in our minds, allowing them to haunt our thoughts. We wonder what we could have done differently, wishing we could go back and change things. But the truth is, regret serves no purpose. It only keeps you anchored in the past, preventing you from stepping forward into the present moment, the only time you truly have to live. Regret keeps us trapped in a cycle of what-ifs and if only, and it's emotionally exhausting. It's a thief that steals the joy and peace of today by keeping our hearts fixed on things that no longer exist. But here's the painful yet liberating truth. You cannot change the past. No matter how much you wish it could be different, you cannot go back and undo your mistakes. But what you can do is free yourself from the chains of regret and allow yourself to be present. You can accept that your past, no matter how imperfect, messy, or broken it might seem, is what led you here. Those missteps, those wrong turns, they weren't in vain. They were all part of your story, part of the beautiful, unique journey that only you could have taken. And that journey isn't over yet. The best chapters are still waiting to be written. The key to finding peace, and the key to living a life that truly feels fulfilling, lies in accepting your past with compassion and grace. It lies in celebrating the person you've become because of, and despite, those mistakes. It's not about erasing the past, but about finding the wisdom and strength to embrace it as part of your story. Yes, there were struggles and hard times, But those are the moments that made you resilient. Those are the experiences that shaped your character and your wisdom. When you choose to let go of the desire for perfection, you free yourself to find contentment and joy in the here and now. We often place so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect, and yet we never really ask ourselves why. Who are we trying to impress? Who are we trying to prove something to? The truth is, the relentless pursuit of perfection is exhausting, and it often leads to disappointment. We set ourselves up for failure because we're chasing something that's simply unattainable. If we're constantly striving for perfection, we miss out on the beautiful imperfections that make life so rich and meaningful. The world doesn't need more perfection. It needs more people willing to embrace their flaws, their scars, and their beautifully unique stories. So, I encourage you to stop carrying the weight of perfection on your shoulders. Stop holding yourself to an impossible standard that only causes stress and dissatisfaction. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not have it all figured out. What matters most is your ability to accept yourself as you are, right now, in this moment. Celebrate what you've overcome. Recognize how far you've come. And most importantly, choose to live with intention, choosing to enjoy today rather than lament what could have been. The present moment is the only place where life truly unfolds. The past is gone, and the future isn't here yet. What you have is now. Embrace it. Live it. Let go of the need to be perfect, and instead, find peace in who you are and where you are right now. Because at the end of the day, it's the imperfections, the mistakes, the ups and downs, the laughter and tears, that truly make life worth living. You are enough, exactly as you are. And when you stop chasing perfection, that's when you'll finally find the peace, joy, and freedom you've been seeking all along. Number 5. Stop accumulating unnecessary things. As we journey through life and enter our later years, a profound truth begins to unfold before us. Material possessions, the things we once thought would bring us happiness and fulfillment, are not the key to a truly rich and meaningful life. Looking back, many of us have spent decades accumulating things: clothes, gadgets, trinkets, pieces of furniture, and a multitude of possessions, each seemingly necessary or important in its own right. Yet, as time passes, we start to realize that the very things we thought we couldn't live without are now nothing more than weighty burdens in our lives. The closets, once neatly arranged, overflow with forgotten clothes. The shelves, once full of cherished items, are cluttered with dust-covered objects that no longer serve any purpose. When I think about this, it hits me deeply. How often did I give in to the belief that the next purchase, the next acquisition, would somehow fill the emptiness or provide the happiness I sought? It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that new possessions will bring new joy. But as we grow older, we begin to recognize that the pursuit of things only clouds the mind and occupies the heart with distractions. The weight of possessions, both physical and emotional, can drown out the things that truly matter: love, connection, and the simple pleasures that make life meaningful. I think about all the items I've gathered over the years, things that I once thought were essential to my happiness or success. Now, those very things feel like unnecessary baggage. Our homes, once filled with excitement over new purchases, begin to feel like prisons of our own making. How much time have I spent cleaning and organizing just to keep things in place? The effort to maintain the illusion of a perfectly decorated home, to hold on to items that once seemed vital, now feels exhausting. It's as if all this stuff has a hold over me, draining my energy and my attention, leaving little room for the things that nourish my soul: family, friendships, personal growth, and those moments of peace that can only come when we are free from the endless cycle of accumulation. And that's the beauty of aging. It gives us the clarity to see what truly matters. I've come to realize that true fulfillment doesn't come from how much we own, but from how much we live, how much we experience, and how much we love. And with this clarity comes the opportunity to make a bold choice, to let go of what no longer serves us, to release the grip that material possessions have on our lives. It's time to simplify, to strip away the unnecessary, and to create space, not just in our homes, but in our hearts and minds. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Imagine the freedom of looking around your living space and only seeing the things that truly bring you joy or serve a purpose. The old clothes that no longer fit, the knickknacks that are simply gathering dust, these are the things to let go of. Donate them to someone who can make use of them, or pass them on to a loved one who might appreciate them. It's an act of generosity that benefits not only others but also ourselves. When we release the clutter, we create space for something far more valuable: peace of mind. There's an indescribable lightness that comes when we free ourselves from the weight of too many things. The clutter, once overwhelming, is replaced with simplicity and clarity. No longer distracted by the upkeep of unnecessary possessions, we can focus on what truly brings us fulfillment: experiences, relationships, and moments that feed our spirits and nourish our souls. And that's where the magic lies. When we let go of the excess, we make room for what matters. Instead of worrying about organizing, maintaining, or storing all our possessions, we can focus on nurturing our relationships, deepening our connections, and living fully in the present moment. We can create memories with family and friends, enjoy the beauty of nature, or even take the time to focus on our personal growth and well-being. Less stuff means less distraction, less stress, and more peace of mind. I think about how much I've come to appreciate the simple moments in life: an afternoon spent in quiet reflection, a heartfelt conversation with a loved one, or even the joy of being present in a peaceful, uncluttered space. When we let go of the things we no longer need, we make room for these experiences, which are far more valuable than any material possession could ever be. In the end, I believe that embracing simplicity is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves in our later years. The less we focus on accumulating things, the more we open ourselves up to the richness of life. We can find contentment in the smallest moments, appreciate the relationships we've nurtured, and savor the experiences that bring us joy. It's about freeing ourselves from the chains of materialism and finding true freedom in letting go. So, as we continue to age, let's make the conscious choice to keep only what truly brings us peace, and release the rest. In doing so, we allow ourselves the space to embrace a life of simplicity, serenity, and true happiness. Number 6. Stop trying to please everyone. For most of your life, you've been a caretaker, a fixer, the one who always puts the needs of others above your own. You've spent decades meeting the expectations of others, bending over backward to ensure everyone is happy, and often sacrificing your happiness in the process. You've worn the badge of selflessness proudly, thinking it was the right thing to do, thinking that by constantly putting others first, you were fulfilling your purpose. But now, as you've reached a time in your life where your own needs matter just as much, if not more, it's important to realize that it's okay to stop trying to please everyone. Think about it. How many years have you spent saying yes to things that drained you? How many obligations have you honored simply because you didn't want to disappoint anyone, even if it meant losing your peace of mind in the process? It's easy to get caught up in the cycle of giving and giving, thinking that it's what you should do, thinking that it's what will make you loved, valued, or accepted. But the reality is that constantly seeking to please others will eventually leave you feeling empty. It leaves you with little energy, little time for yourself, and little room to just breathe. Now, let's pause and consider what happens when you decide to stop worrying about pleasing everyone. It's a huge shift, but it's also a liberating one. When you start saying no when you need to, when you take a step back and put your own needs at the forefront, you open the door to a whole new world of freedom. Freedom to do what truly brings you joy. Freedom to surround yourself with people who lift you and cherish your time. You've already done your share of self-sacrifice. You've shown up for everyone else. Now, it's time to show up for yourself. Saying no isn't easy, especially when you've spent your whole life trying to be the person everyone can rely on. It feels uncomfortable at first, maybe even a little selfish. But let me tell you this, it's not selfish. It's necessary. Taking care of yourself emotionally, mentally, And physically isn't just okay. It's essential for your well-being. The people who truly care for you, the ones who value you for who you are and not just for what you do for them, will understand. They will respect your boundaries because they know that you are someone worth respecting. And if they don't understand, if they react with anger or resentment, then maybe it's time to reassess those relationships. Because the truth is, those people who demand more than you can give, those who take and take without ever considering your own needs, they were never truly your friends. They were people who only valued you for what you could do for them. Real relationships are built on mutual respect, understanding, and shared love, not on one-sided sacrifice. By choosing to put yourself first, you give yourself the gift of living authentically, of being present in your own life rather than living to meet the expectations of others. You give yourself the gift of freedom, the freedom to explore what truly makes your heart sing, to enjoy your time, your space, and your emotions, without the burden of constantly trying to make everyone else happy. You deserve that. And while it may feel scary at first, like you're doing something wrong, the reality is that it's an act of self-respect, of recognizing your worth. You've spent so many years putting others first. Now, it's time to live for you. Let go of the guilt, let go of the fear, and embrace the joy of saying no to things that don't serve you. Remember, your time, your energy, and your well-being are precious. Cherish them. So, go ahead and take back that freedom. The people who truly love you will stand by you, and those who don't, well, they were never your real friends to begin with. It's time to live for you, to create the life you deserve. You've earned it. Number 7. Stop rushing through life. There was a time when life felt like nothing more than a frantic sprint, constantly chasing after deadlines, jumping from one responsibility to the next, always trying to meet the expectations of the world around me. But now, I realize how much I've been missing in that whirlwind. It's as if I was blind to the beauty right in front of me, always too busy to notice the subtle, precious moments that make life worth living. Life doesn't need to be a race anymore. We all deserve to pause, to breathe, to truly live. There is a deep peace that comes from slowing down. Take a long walk without checking your watch every few minutes. Don't rush through your morning coffee. Savor every sip like it's the first you've ever had. Watch the sunrise, not just with your eyes, but with your soul, letting the light fill you up. Listen to the birds. Listen. There's a world of beauty in their songs if you choose to stop and hear them. I can't help but think of how many priceless moments I've let slip by because I was too focused on checking off items on my to-do list. The best moments in life often aren't the ones you plan for, but the ones you almost miss because you're too busy with everything else. There's a lesson here. Life isn't about rushing through it, it's about being in it. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. So, today, make a choice. Choose to slow down, choose to be present, choose to savor every fleeting moment. Life is short, and while there's always a long list of things to do, nothing is more important than actually living, truly being in the moment. There's no rush to get to the end. What matters is how you experience the journey, and I truly believe that when we slow down, we find the beauty that makes life worthwhile. Don't let the years pass by unnoticed. Decide to truly live, to truly see, to feel every second of this beautiful life we've been given. Number 8. Stop worrying about the future. Worry, in its purest form, is like a rocking chair, constantly moving, giving you the illusion of progress, but ultimately going nowhere. As we grow older, it's all too easy to fall into the trap of overthinking every possible outcome, especially the unknowns that come with the future. Will our health start to decline? Will we have enough money to make ends meet? Will we become a burden to our loved ones, a weight they might not be able to carry? These questions often creep into our minds, particularly in the quiet of the night when the world is still, and we are left alone with our fears. We lie awake, exhausted from the endless cycle of thoughts that never seem to bring us any closer to answers. But here's a truth I've come to understand. Worrying about what might happen never actually solves anything. It only robs you of your present peace, stealing the joy that's waiting for you right now. Worry sucks the life out of you, draining your energy and leaving you with a heavy, unnecessary burden. I've been there. I know what it's like to lie awake, heart pounding with what-ifs, convinced that your worries are somehow preparing you for what's to come. But they don't. They only cloud your vision, making it harder to see the beauty that surrounds you in the here and now. Life has always been unpredictable. Always has, always will be. There will always be unknowns, challenges, and moments of uncertainty. It's inevitable. Yet, instead of allowing those uncertainties to control us, what if we chose to trust in something far more powerful? Our resilience. Think about it for a moment. Look back on your life and reflect on all the difficult times you've already endured. The heartbreaks, the losses, the moments when you thought you couldn't take another step. But you did, didn't you? You pushed through the storms. You adapted, you endured, and here you are, still standing, breathing. You are stronger than you think, and you will keep proving it. Instead of fearing what's coming, focus on what's here. Look around you. Really look. Notice the warmth of the sun on your skin, the way the wind rustles the leaves, and the sound of laughter from someone you love. Appreciate the small, everyday moments that so often slip by unnoticed. These are the moments that make life rich and meaningful. Every day you wake up is a gift. Every moment you experience, no matter how simple, is a blessing. Don't let worry rob you of these treasures. Worrying about tomorrow won't add a single moment to your life, but embracing the present, the gift of today, will give you a life worth remembering. You deserve to live in the here and now, not be chained by fears of the future. So let go. Trust yourself, trust life, and let the future unfold as it will. You've already proven that you can handle whatever comes your way. And that, my friend, is more than enough. I hope this message has resonated with you as much as it's meant to inspire. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, but it's the way we navigate those moments that truly define our journey. So, what have you learned so far? What is one thing from today's video that you'll carry with you and practice in your daily life? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please share your reflections in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave your comment, like, and share, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insights and inspiration. Thank you for being here, and remember, today is a gift. Live it fully.